How culture influences our emotions. Let's start by saying that the culture in which we live provides structure, guidelines, expectations, and rules to help us understand, interpret, and express various emotions. But what kind of rules? Let me put it in this way. There is something called cultural display rule, which is a culturally specific standard that governs the types and frequencies of emotional displays considered acceptable by a given culture. For example, in many Asian cultures, social harmony is prioritized over individual gain, whereas Western in much of Europe and the United States prioritize individual self-promotion. Research has shown that individuals from the United States are more likely to express negative emotions, such as fear, anger, and disgust, both alone and in the presence of others, while Japanese individuals are more likely to do so only while alone.
And what do we mean by culture? When we talk about culture, we are making emphasis, for instance, on the beliefs, values, behavior, and material objects that somehow constitute a people's way of life. All these factors can have a profound impact on how people display, perceive, and experience emotions. Cultures also differ in the social consequences that they assign to different emotions. In the United States, for instance, men are often directly or indirectly ostracized for crying. In the Eskimo population, the expression of anger can result in social ostracism.
And now, how cultures influence our emotions. Well, cultural scripts dictate how positive and negative emotions should be experienced and displayed. They might also guide how people choose to regulate their emotions, ultimately influencing an individual's emotional experience, for example.
Now let's have a look on the interpretation of emotions. Interpreting emotions. In everyday life, information from the environment influences our understanding of what facial expressions mean. In much the same way, cultural context also acts as a cue when people are trying to interpret facial expressions. In a study, researchers decided to show a group of individuals from different countries pictures of people that exhibited different emotions. Emotions such as being happy or sad or worried or surprised were shown to people from United States, Chile, Brazil, Argentina, and Japan. It was surprising to find that, for the most part, the individuals from these countries correctly guessed the emotion that was being exhibited, but there were a substantial percentage of individuals who guessed wrong. For example, 32% of Argentinians guessed incorrectly when fear was being displayed. Also, 37% of the Japanese participants guessed incorrectly when anger was being displayed. This simple experiment proves that while we think emotions and the interpretation of those emotions are universal, the fact is that they are not. Individuals from other countries can misinterpret the emotion being experienced, which would lead them to potentially interacting with a person in the wrong way.
Okay, but are emotions universal or not? And research comparing facial expressions across different cultures has supported the theory that there are 7 universal emotions, which are happiness, surprise, sadness, fright, disgust, contempt, and anger.
Knowing the similarities and differences between cultures is essential for a foreign languages speaker, because it is not only the spoken language the one that matters, but also the facial expressions and body language Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Created using Powtoon.